boat time.
Boogity
Oh,
boo.
he definitely has like a little triangle.
Aruga, that one.
Meaning, no, like literally
really-
a
that
metal
was a really
triangle
good
that you
awooga,
can
like.
ring. It was. Yep. Why would you ever doubt that Doxy can awooga? Let's be honest.
It's an American trait.
I think it's just an obnoxious trait. And
Damn,
Yeah, that's why I
your
said-
girl got obnoxious.
I was literally just about to
Self-got
say,
'em?
Americans are very good at making obnoxious noises.
All right. Enough.
Witty comedy hard. Noise is easy.
Don't sass me like that. Dear
I
God.
was recently called very sharp. Thank you.
The most cutting. What you know, Dean? You did that meme thing. I had some of that,
yeah.
and the most cutting one was someone who said that you know it's the ex-girlfriend meme thingy, and it's like actual comedy, and the guy's looking at making goblin noises, and that was the most cutting one. It's been the downward trend for 2 years on this channel. But now you're swooshing away on a little boat towards the Isle of Cinder. And let me tell you, this boat goes very fast, very quick. It's like a sails, hits the wind very quick, and just starts going. So much so that the ship does like veer slightly, like a meme car. It's a very fast little vessel, almost suspiciously so. There's definitely something
Catamaran.
going on. Huh?
It's like a catamaran.
It is like a
Like,
catamaran.
raises
It's
out
a
the water slightly.
yeah, but it doesn't seem like it's deliberate.
God.
And the ship does creak quite a bit. Like you can hear the mast creaking. But it's kind of, you know, it's definitely invigorating. Blasting out to sea like that. No freaking doubt. And
I
you
think
can tell,
Polara would properly love this.
yeah, right? Chandler was sort of encouraged, like, sit by the front, get the spray on your face.
I think she would very much enjoy Chandler too. A
Yes,
lot.
and he will just be going, you don't know the next time you'll be going this fast on a ship like this. You enjoy it. We are going to be...
sat by the back, huddled up, helmet firmly on.
And he just starts talking about everything while like veering around like a slower moving trade vessel that's going into port. Once you start getting away from the mainland of Shineback, first of all you can see it in the distance, and that's just pretty. And you can also see Mother's Horn from the sea, like the shape of the mountains that go off into the faded distance, and that's really just, you know, touching. But second, you can see exactly what I meant on the map, where you can, in clearer parts of the sea, see just how jagged the rocks are around Shineback, and Mother's Horn in general. It's a very difficult sail, it looks like, especially for a big vessel. I mean, this is such a small vessel that he can kind of go between like large, jagged rocks and things. But like, he does this whole thing on his own, essentially. There are like pulleys and like mechanisms that he's got in like one hand and just hands on ropes on the other. And it's very cool, for lack of a better word, as you just start zipping and veering forward. And he's like, it's great to be part of an adventure again. And one that is seemingly, by all accounts, legal. I won't tell anyone if you're smuggling something to this island, but it is grand. If you do want to smuggle anything, I can very much help with that. That's a service I do. But I'm excited for you. You ever fought firemen before?
Something like it.
No.
Living flowers.
Living flowers. I'm opposite side of the spectrum, perhaps. But yeah.
Same vibe though.
Same vibe. I can very much agree with that.
Have you ever seen one of these firemen?
Not here. I've not been too close to the Isle of Cinders, but there's a very similar island all the way in off the coast of Northumberland by Jarviskjir. Very similar island. And then there's Mount Onyx. Huge volcano. Excellent place for getting a crew of, I don't want to say the P word, but getting a crew of pirates. You know, a lot of hardy pirates off there in Mount Onyx. Yeah, I've been to pretty much every dock and port there is, and some that aren't, right? So if you've got any questions, I'd be happy to field you. But, fire elementals, seen them before. Nasty lot. Hot-tempered, right? I already told that joke earlier. That's a shame.
You ever been to the north of Jarviskjir?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, those are the folks that go, you came from the sea, so you must be a reckoner of death. Yes, I've encountered them. New take. Usually people go, Chandler, you can't be here. You impregnated someone, or something of the sort. Or you can't be here. You're a pirate, or something, right?
You're a creature of Ing.
I don't rightly know what that means, friend. That's, you might want to explain that one to me. I'm a genius on many levels, but that has passed me by. Whatever knowledge that
Squid
is.
brain, yes. I find myself too funny.
Yeah.
Isle of Openfur, right? Yeah.
Yeah, you say.
Come on, scene. Come on.
It's the beer. You said they call you a reckoner of death. You come from the sea.
Yeah.
That would make you a creature of Ing, like a squid or an octopus. Ing's the spirit of death, decay. The afterlife.
Oh! I've been called a lot of things, but, well, I guess I have been called that. I just didn't know what it meant. That's, it's wild. Is it real, or is that just like a story?
Oh, it's very real. Are you a reckoner of death?
Oh, I don't. You know, I prefer to hang out with reckoners of death, right? I like to have strong, strapping friends who will do the murder for me. And by murder, I mean self-defense.
So you like to be in the presence of death. Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose so.
Rector, I think we should show him more respect.
He comes from the wilds that we tracked Richter's mother to.
You mean like you? So you're a nature spirit and he's a death spirit?
He speaks many things. His words are honeyed and twisted. You should not take them as absolutes.
I've never lied before a day in my life. How dare you? How dare you? Don't think I didn't notice you back there, Walking Wood, or whatever you are. Pretty wild that you're here with a dryad. Got no issue with it. You know, I don't get along with a lot of Fae unless they are also beings of the sea like me, which I suppose a lot are, but...
Well, Amaryllis doesn't get away with a lot of Fae either. He smiled towards Amaryllis like he's defending her.
Amaris nods back slightly over. It is of no import, and I do not believe that he lies. He merely aggrandizes whenever he speaks.
Your friend is a laugh riot. Great time. You can always count on a dryad for a party. Reminds me of my childhood. Horrible memories. Horrible.
Where was your childhood?
Well, that makes two of us.
You know, probably have some things in common with your dryad friend. Born in the world of the Fae. Born in the court of the Jester. Laughter games 24/7. I suppose a thing a lot of mortal kids would really enjoy. And you know, I shouldn't make fun. I've known some people who've had much harsher childhoods than me. But when you're living it, still sucks. Even if it isn't as bad as someone else's. Right? But I left the Fae behind. The Fae... Can't trust them!
Amaris is actually like, Amaris is in spite of herself nodding along, like, by Amaris' standards quite strongly at this.
He does actually quiet down for a bit after that. There'd be, you know, a bit of a quiet from him. Feel free to continue.
I mean, Torin would let that silence sit
Exactly,
for a while,
right, yeah.
And then be like, is that why you have sharp teeth?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'm Arvorai. You know, not all of us have the sharp teeth that most of us do. Elves of the Fae. Easy way to put it. If you're, I mean, you seem pretty knowledgeable about Fae. So I think you know what you're talking about. I had a friend, didn't even know she was Fae. Can happen.
How do you not know?
When you
Someone
live
was-
your own life, you don't have the qualifiers of it, if you know what I mean. If you were born as X, but you never met anyone else like you, then how would you know how different you were, how special you were? Let me tell you, she was the specialist one there was. Asked her to marry me once. I've never been kicked in the balls harder. It was a great memory. Still hurt to these days.
Probably wasn't meant to be then.
I don't know. Some friends, you know, see him for a while, but you always hope I go to a port and see that face again.
Well, let's hope that hope doesn't go up in ashes on the
Face.
Isle of Cinders, which is what I'm referencing.
Clever.
The fact that Indira was...
Clever. Yes! Enough about burning passions! Burning islands. That's today's journey. And, yeah, you say for a little while longer. Eventually it would, you know, day would turn to night. And he would, dock, you know, not dock, anchor up and encourage you all to rest. He actually doesn't, like, he basically shows you to an area below deck. Like, look, it's dark, it's comfortable. Just relax. Kind of just sort of chills above deck. I don't know if anyone sort of hangs out with him. You know, there's no drink or anything. He's just sort of like looking at the wall.
Balara would stick to him. Balara would be fascinated by this dude. She would just love him.
If Balara's sticking with him, Amaryllis would be up on deck. She would be asleep. It's quite hard to tell with Amaryllis, but like...
She would just be asking so many fucking questions. Be
Yeah,
like,
is there
how many
anything-
have you killed? And blah, blah, blah. And, like, I mean, we don't, like, she just, that's the energy. You don't have to do, like, any kind of exposition dump here. Just, like, she's just following him around like a child, like.
There would be a little.
Why is it like this?
You know, once you're done with your whole revenge quest, I'm not going to be staying in this part of the world for long. And, you know, this ship has room for two.
Is this the part where I kick you in the balls?
Yes, but please don't.
Okay, I won't. And it's a very flattering offer, but I love my home. No trees on the ocean, you know?
Yeah.
Amrit is standing behind you.
Oh yeah.
I resent that, young Balara.
you see, you know, he kind of like, the smile kind of drops, and he's almost always wearing a smile. Like, yeah, well, you know, some of us don't have homes.
I mean, this looks like a pretty lovely home to me.
Yeah, I suppose it is.
Perhaps
It's
you
all right.
could come visit mine and see how it suits you.
You got water?
Not really.
I stick to the sea. I know the sea. I've known the sea for hundreds of your years. Hey! Maybe one time I'll be standing across a dock and I'll recognize that face. And he'll, like, get up and go to the little captain's nook to rest.
I just want to say that's a very like comedic frame of the camera facing towards Balara, and she's like, "Oh, there are no trees on the ocean," and Amaryllis just walks through the frame.
Yeah, totes.
That was cute. I feel like I think Richter would not move from one side of the ship, just watching the endless ocean. Like, what the fuck am I doing right now?
And it's like, you know, this is like ice water as well, right? There's like ice.
The endless blue, my mum. No.
Look at my grumpy cat. And you can't.
There's a shadow of a cat.
Look, there she is.
Okay.
Sensing that Chandler wants some alone time, I think Belle would perch just like on the front of the ship.
We all go under into the bit below, and you just hear.
Ah,
Neil lowering the standards. You
I'm
hate
supposed
see
to be
it.
the filthy one.
Exactly.
I am.
Look, he's standing on the poop deck.
In the morning, you're probably woken up by the momentum of the ship, because he doesn't wake you up or anything. He just
Say like
you hear the he roll to the back,
rolling from the front to the back.
That's so dumb. I love it. You start swooshing. You start swooshing across the seas, dodging ice floats and things, and heading towards a small island. Once you see it on the horizon, it's very different. There's no ice floats anywhere near around it, and you can see kind of a smoke trailing off it. It's an island of brown rock that's, you know, no bigger in diameter than the width of your valley, right? Which, I mean, there's a lot of space to do stuff there, but it's still large. Surrounded by cragged and twisted rocks. A little bit of glow in the, afternoon light. By the time you get there, because it is winter, you know, it gets dark early. And,
Afternoon delight.
Eventually, Chanda will anchor the ship near. You can feel just the heat coming off the island. And he'll put like a plank so you can get to it, and the plank like kind of smolders at the end for a few moments on the like dark stone pebbles of the edge of the island, right? And he'll bow and flourish. My friends, the Isle of Cinder awaits. Hope you find what you're looking for. I'll be here.
surely you want to accompany us.
seen this island? It's on fire. I'm only a few degrees of separation away from your dryad friend there. Set ablaze.
Just out of curiosity, how much gold would it cost to get you off that boat?
Look, I'm a capable
Just
fighter.
curiosity. Don't think too hard on indulging him.
I
Throw
just
me
felt as though
100.
he was up to the challenge if we were. She says to the other three.
Remember, he said he's a fae and he's not like dryads. He wants to stick to safety. You know, whereas Amaryllis is willing to brave and risk her life to
Bastards.
save us.
You can give me a persuasion roll with advantage, Bell.
Okay.
That was cheeky, Bell.
It is cheeky, but it's the correct play. I can't argue with it because it's so right.
Yay!
He loves me.
What is this?
Fine. He like very carefully takes the cloak off and folds it up. And will take from his captain's quarters a rapier and like a dagger in the other hand that are of brilliant quality, and kind of they're really nice pieces of equipment, probably stolen from somewhere. The island's dangerous. I suppose you might not survive without me. I'll give you an escort. No extra charge. I just think this is it'll be fun. It'll be fun, Chandler. It'll be fun. It'll be just like the time when Serena made me go into the jungle. Oh, I can't go. I don't have legs.
Turn to ash.
She can fly, Chandler. She can fly. Like he just walks onto the island.
Belle will throw one arm around him and super short, like sharp squeeze and be like, I would have missed ya. And just follows.
Oh.
I whisper to Torrin, what if he dies?
Do you know how to sail?
Nope.
Better look after him then.
I walk quickly and stand beside him.
Oh, that's really good. He's gonna he just kind of like walks forward, and the rest of you can get off the boat as it's anchored, and you can start exploring the Isle of Cinder. Like I described before.
Estes flasks of words.
You want to try that one
I
again?
was going to say our Estes flasks will get refilled, but
Have you had
Yeah.
half a beer and you're sloshed?
Look, don't judge that.
I'll have you know it was a full beer and it was very strong
my
whiskey.
God.
That's all.
Look, I was streaming yesterday with a beer, and I was drunk in the first quarter, and I was like, well, what the fuck? What the
drunk real
fuck am I
quick.
gonna do with the rest?
Oh, I know you can. You hear the word alcohol and you start slurring your words.
And I'm hungover for 2 days after.
That is brutal. I honestly, I don't think I could drink if I was hungover for 2 days.
Yeah, that's why I don't drink.
It's legit. It's legit. I just don't have the constitution stat to deal with that.
You
That's
Start
okay. You have the
marching
wisdom to avoid
forward.
it.
on the Isle of Cinders. It is, the beaches are, like I said, dark pebbles and stuff, but the rest of the island is kind of like a very dark brown stone. There are occasionally the twisted remnants of where a very tough tree has tried to grow, and, has no leaves or anything of it. There's, like, actual embers and little sparks and motes of ash and stuff in the air, just sort of floating around in the currents that the heat causes. There are areas where the very ground bubbles forth with lava or magma. Whichever one is correct, I don't care. And, like, once you get near one of those, like, the heat is immense from them. It's really intense, especially to people who, you know, live in such a very cold climate. The island has hills and troughs and cliffs, and I think I want an Amaryllis perception roll, because she's the one who usually knows where you're going. So I would like a early, like, let's see the scene. Yeah, that's straight up good enough. There's smoke, right? It's quite hard to see in a distance because the island is smoky, but you saw the islands from afar getting here, and it seems exactly in the center of the island there was some kind of structure. It's hard to see with the smoke. You just gotta head towards the island. That shouldn't be too hard. Avoiding the hotter areas, and yeah, like, as a dryad, this is very uncomfortable. Flesh is flammable, but, like, you know, digging your feet into the ground to walk as a dryad does occasionally singes areas that should not be singed. It's not pleasant. It's a very uncomfortable, very unfriendly place. You can't imagine anyone living here. But you do occasionally see life. Little, like, centipede things that almost look like they're made of, like, obsidian, like, into the pools of lava. To larger things. You actually, when you're traveling between two rocky, cliffy areas, the whole area is rocky, but there's, you know, areas that are harder to scale and stuff. And actually, an area where there seems to be, you know, the ghosty shadows of, like, walls that were built here. There's definitely something quite, like, a big structure was built here, and it's kind of all seemed to dissipate towards until there's only something in the middle left. But when you're walking in this area, this little valley, these large serpents sliver from the flames. Their faces almost look draconic in a way, but they're kind of drooping and they're dripping with the magma that doesn't even cool when it hits the ground because of the heat of this place, right? And they start approaching the four of you, five, I guess, because you roped Chandler into coming along. Hissing, absolutely hissing and radiating heat. No thoughts, brain empty? That's fine. Give me a sec. I need to find a token for Chandler, and then I can drop you in a battle map.
Oh, here we go. We're about to fight some fire salamanders. They're salamanders, aren't they? Aren't they? Yeah, look at that little critter.
That one was pretty easy, to be fair.
I felt it in my soul. Ever since you said there were fire things, I was like, I bet they're salamanders. And then you said they slither, and I was like, confirmed.
Oh, good lore there, friend. Good job. Do I have a Chandlery token? Here's my question. And I'm gonna look for an uncomfortable amount of time because I want to see. You know, it won't be bang on because he's very specific. He's very specific looking. But oh, I do have one that'll work. Abso-freaking-lutely. Do-do. 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 Do-do-do-do.
I just was so hoping it would be Vale.
No.
Swashbuckler.
It's funny you say that because I was hoping it was going to be Arvine token.
Oh god, it's Naro!
It's Ileonaro, who is also a Arvarai of the Jester, so they actually look quite similar.
More triggers.
Too much enhance. I enhanced too far.
I literally just did the same, and then
yeah.
I de-enhanced too much, and everything just disappeared.
Yes.
I just entered the white matrix.
Yeah. Don't know why this map fucked with me. Feel free to roll initiative. If there's no shenanigans and you're just going to be fighting some fire snakes.
Ooh.
Imagine having a 9 initiative modifier. I wonder what Bale had. God.
You're welcome.
Gotta be close.
I will
Can
never
you
not
make
say
a
that.
song about Vale called Golden Boy already, please?
I mean,
Yeah, I'll do it right
haven't
now.
you already written a song for Vale?
Golden boy. He's a golden boy. He's a golden boy. He's a golden boy. There you go. You get 4 chords out of me.
That will slap in the taverns. I just remember because remember the fact that the Tale of Vale from the Promise of Gil is a musical in Northumberland. That's one of the songs, and that is very nice. I like that. It comes by often. I also need to give Chandler an initiative.
Can you imagine, in Gil's demise, all the royalties of that go to his dad, whom he hates?
No, if you remember, no one really believes Gil wrote most of Gil's song. Everyone thinks it's Humble, so Humble's actually getting the credit, which I don't think Gil would be 100% mad about. But
Dean's mad about it.
Dean's mad about it.
I'm still
Because
mad.
the reason why is because Humble wrote a song about Gil, but Gil's songs were about him as well, so they kind of just got blurred together. Anyway,
you need to make more Gil music.
this isn't a blur. Bellara, the ice snakes, slithering forward, hissing, leaving trails of magma in their wake. But while slithering slowly, I think Bell would actually be the one, you've encountered snake-like creatures before. They can move very quickly if they want to, and these are large enough to probably, I'm going to eat you whole, eat you in like 2 halves. So they probably would go very quickly if you tried to just like outrun them or something, would be your thoughts. So, what's your thinking?
I'm going to throw a bucket of water on it. I'm going to run up to it and throw a bucket of water on it.
Feel free.
Let's go. Oh, it didn't do the fucking thing.
Don't worry about it.
Okay. So splash.
Give me a bucket isn't really dex as much as I want to give it to you. So give me a strength-based attack roll.
Oh no.
Yeah, but like, there's no way I can fluff it being a dexterous.
So just roll strength then?
Yeah, it'll have your proficiency bonus added to it. So just roll strength and then tell me what your prof bonus is.
Everyone can throw a bucket of water.
Genuinely don't know.
Just roll a strength.
Just roll a
and
strength.
Then to the
I can look.
Your proficiency bonus is 2. Oh, unless we're talking about.
No, it's 2. Yeah. So you do this. The serpent worms out of the way once it works out what you're doing. This was a lot easier in your head. But now the thing is actively trying to not get splashed with water. But of course, the water does start steaming and sizzling the second it hits the ground. And the splashback seems to cause the fire snake some distress, but not enough for me to give you a damage roll on that one.
Salamanders are like, she's packing buckets.
She's got buckets. Charlie Buckets.
Cheer up, Charlie.
Amaryllis.
Don't make a sound.
Amaryllis coughs. Fitting for the
Ian
atmosphere, she's got dry
dabs.
throat. Amaryllis is going to take a few steps back. Some of the flowers opening, closing as she walks past Richter, just with like a hand half outstretched, doesn't actually touch him. And I am casting Protection from Evil and Good on Richter.
Elementals.
Elementals. I like to imagine that like there
Such
isn't
an
really
OP
any
spell.
visible effect on this spell. It's just when they attack, they sort of like almost it's jerky, as if it's like coming from different realities.
900 ping. Richter.
Ends my turn.
In league with a 500 ping.
Okay.
Oh,
Let's zoom out a little bit here.
Back in my day.
never again.
Uphill. Both ways.
5, 10,
Good fun.
20, 25,
But never
30. I will toss a hand axe at the one
He's tossing!
nearest Bellara.
He just can't get that Minotaur old man out of his mind.
That's a hit!
poo?
The axe kind of like scrapes and bounces off, which I think you've seen before on some creatures at this point, which isn't a surprise on like a creature like this. Like, it's a flaming serpent and the scales seem to be made of like molten magma. It's not a surprise, but definitely at least like a dent, right? That's how molten magma they are.
And hold on, let me just make sure the wording's right on this before I do it.
Yarp.
As a bonus action, I will nominate the one I just attacked as if it comes near me, I get a reaction. I gain an extra 1d8 on attack. I nominate that one.
Okay.
Choose you to die.
I'm pronouncing you with dead. Torin.
Torin's gonna he'll glance back and he sees Belara fumbling with the bucket. And his first move is he will cast Create Water over Belara and this boy. So it is in a 30-foot cube within range. Let's see what
rain.
Let's see what that is. Rain.
30-foot cube is huge. It's not that huge. But
like that.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, it happens instantly, so it's not going to stay. It's just going to be a...
Oh, yeah, okay, so maybe... yeah, you're right. It isn't going to stay, so it'll go like that.
Yeah.
So
that's
be
great.
enough to drench all of us and
Yeah.
drench Mr. Salamander over there.
Because it is a fine rain, it's not going to...
It's not going to put him out, no.
It's not going to do damage, but what it is going to... It does make the whole, frills on the back of the fire snake, they kind of, turn from red to black, and they, flail down and stuff. You definitely, for lack of a better word, powered it down for, a bit. Yeah. Absolutely.
Did that right as my switch turned off? That was amazing.
That is Torrens 10.
Chandler is gonna pull his sleeves up, tighten his gloves, and is going to go. He's going to go here. As he goes, he throws a dagger, which kind of the serpent moves, rolling around after being soaked by the water in such a way that it doesn't really dig in. But then is going to basically end the run with a lunge with the rapier. With a swoosh that's going to cut through.
Get him,
no
Chandler.
issue. Huh?
Get him, Chandler.
Yeah,
Do it.
you did the thing of let's bring a higher level NPC into the fight.
They aren't friends,
you got him.
that's for sure.
It's like we summoned somebody on Dark Souls.
It is like a summon in Dark Souls.
I told you we had our Estus Flask already.
This is just the Dark Souls segment. We've done Dead by Daylight. We did something else as well. I don't remember. And now it's Dark Souls. And then he's going to end off with another dagger attack, which is going to hit.
You kind of did Tomb Raider.
You did Tomb Raider.
Did a dating sim. I got my knob out.
While he's taking the rapier out of the creature, he goes in with a dagger slice. And it seems that his weapons are definitely enchanted and cut through the elemental with a little more ease than yours.
We should just fucking kill him. Take the weapon. I'm kidding.
Yeah, who would even care about a single fade dead on a random island? Have enchanted weapons and a ship.
Oh my god. It's turned very quickly from Dark Souls to Skyrim.
You know what? This is also a lesson, because as Chandler is attacking, the kind of frills and things of his gloves start burning, and he has to back up and start patting them out. Remember that, Richter, the melee boy. Oh, he took a lot of damage. Chandler took a fucking lot of damage. Because this isn't going to be Ollie, the DMPC, survives, does all the fighting, like the Monday game. The Fire Snake is going to go and attack Indira.
Well, I mean, Janice is augmentative at best.
Janice is like a long-range
She
turret.
solidly backs up Anis
Yeah.
at points. Yeah, okay, fair, yeah.
Yeah, she's the only person in that party that likes Anis. Like, what do you... Take what you can.
No, they all like Anis.
2020, everybody likes anus, okay?
Hey!
I like that. I was
Doxy!
looking for a way.
The Fire Snake is going to get up and... Ooh, actually, I forgot to give it disadvantage. Don't worry, it rolled an 18 twice. It is going to get up and bite you, kind of like clamp around the leg. It's going to
Owie.
deal 3 piercing and then 5 fire. And then it's going to, after that, try to attack you with a swing from its tail, but it's slowed down due to the rain damage and doesn't hit as hard. This Fire Snake is going to very quickly across the ground and is going to go ham on Toran. Yeah, it goes for the shield. You feel like the wave of heat that comes with it, and then you kind of try to push it away, and then you notice it started like wrapping around you. And I'm gonna count that as like a tail attack, which you then like push and pull yourself away. So it's gonna hit you with a tail attack. It's actually gonna crit you for
Neil, that's...
6
Oh,
bludgeoning.
go ahead. That sound you made, Neil, sounded like the start of a Spice Girls song.
And 3
It's like,
fire.
ah!
I'll tell you what. The only Spice
Sorry, I
Girls
was
song.
too busy singing Spice Girls.
Ollie,
It wasn't
can I
much.
just say, really quickly, that you are a good sport.
Yay.
We go off the rails so bad, and you've started to come around on it and just join us.
What do you mean Spice Girls
Yeah.
is always on the rails?
It's taken X amount of
Disgusting.
years to just give up.
To break him, to
We
beat
have
him
broken
down.
his spirit,
Welcome
How
to the
much damage
trash show.
I missed again.
and now he likes farts.
5 plus 3. Doxy, I always liked your farts. Please send another jar in the mail.
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ.
Already on the way. Who loves you, baby?
But you know that it's hard to get it across the border nowadays.
5 damage?
5 bludgeoning,
Farts.
3 fire. That was a fucking crit.
For a
You're
moment,
welcome.
I thought you were implying 5 damage from Doxy's fart jar.
It heals me.
That's just from the heat of the glass. If you open it, you're dead. Instant death.
Well,
Right.
Fart perfume. What are you talking about?
on the topic of instant death, Belle, it's your turn.
All right.
At this point, the fire snake before you is like starting to flare back up with heat, sending little embers and sparks into the air. But it is very injured from Chandler's attacks upon it.
Okay. I am going to.
Handler the Blade.
Gonna give him a new Fey name.
Well, wasn't
Actually, I'm gonna
Eleonora the
attack
Blade?
this boy. I'm gonna shoot him with my bow.
That's the smart play. Oh,
Ooh.
it nearly didn't
I'm
want to give you
gonna
that.
hit.
That is a hit.
And I need to roll sneak attack.
Yeah, which is amazing, because even though it's a non-magical attack against elemental, the sneak attack damage is ridiculous. So it still does quite a lot. You know, you just hit it in the right places that even though the arrow doesn't pierce in properly, it just crumples the beast during its mid, swing or something.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Amaryllis.
I forgot that I had this little thing called Elder Familiar, so I'm going to summon that now. It's going to take the
yes.
form of like a little. I can't think of something good for like a fire island.
It's me because you just said Neldor Familiar.
It's going to take the form of like a little lizard, like a desert or something.
Yeah, there's absolutely would be little lizards hanging around.
Yeah.
It's a little baby.
It's a little
fire
baby
salamander.
lizard. It's a little baby.
How are you going to ruin this one, Dean?
It's a little baby lizard.
Ah, a blue lizard. That's hard to.
It is a hard one. Give him time.
I'll do
lizard,
it.
Blizzard. You hate
Let's
Hong
give
Kong.
you the,
Confirmed.
there it is.
You meant sexualized.
Off it goes.
Choo choo.
Okay, I can't make it that one time. And then, because why not, I'm gonna fire a short bow at the one attacking Torin.
I used to be good at I used to be a good D&D cameraman, and they slightly changed how the camera works, and now I'm god awful.
No, honestly, it's like no flame to roll 20 because you know you got.
I think it's better now, but
it
it's
is
not
difficult.
as smooth.
Yeah.
You probably think that you are better now. Better now.
That's a miss.
Yeah, no, I figured I've just my turn is over.
Victor.
Victor. Rip Chekhov.
I will
Now I'm sad.
Me too.
charge to this boy and stab it with my good old spear.
That's a hit. It's quite a tough thing. Like once you're able to get up close, there's a lot of give. And not only because it's resistant to the damage. You know, they're tough beasties. Okay.
Ooh.
You are going to take 3 damage from the raw heat and like the splurt of magma blood and stuff that comes from it.
3.
3! Grandiose. Big Daddy. Anything else?
Nope. That'll do.
Excellente. Whose turn is next? Whose turn is next? It's Taurus'
The
turn.
giant slayer.
Torin will he blocks that first hit on his shield as the salamander comes in, the tail wraps around his leg, it digs in the heat, he screams, and he's gonna smack it around the face with the shield, and he's gonna take a
It's so
shove
funny
attack
because,
to try and
you
knock
know,
it prone.
You say he screams and like it's like it'd be canon, but I'm just so used to you going "Ah!" anytime that's the noise I imagined. Which
That is not that is Legends material right there.
good joke.
That's a shove action, I did say, but we were
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no. sorry.
You're actually gonna succeed.
Oh,
Just it's tough.
nice.
It's
Thank
tough,
God.
but you do manage to like basically roll the frickin' thing.
Yep. So
Back.
he's gonna. Oh, sorry. Shove action to knock it prone.
It can be knocked prone,
Thank the Lordy.
even though it got no dang legs.
Got no leg. Just roll it on its back.
Yeah, that's literally it. Like I kind of imagine like you almost like get down low and so it.
Well, yeah, it already
Tumbles.
went, didn't it? So
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah, it makes sense. I see what
and-
you damn doing.
I think that is
That's the
unfortunately
wrong symbol.
because I don't have my attack and I never will.
Hell. Cream egg cup.
I have a mini egg mug that I don't
No, I
have
had
up here.
Dean. Hold on, jealousy, because you haven't got a cup of tea.
I actually love that mug. I would love to own that mug.
You like cream eggs?
I don't think it's a bad
Love
mud.
cream.
Look, mate. Mugs is mugs. So I've never had
love
chocolate
'em.
cream eggs, but I have to suggest it'd probably be nicer because, sorry, aside, normal cream eggs are far too sweet.
They are really sweet. I
That's
love
my
them.
issue. That is my issue. I'd actually prefer a
Right.
chocolate cream egg.
Yeah.
You are
They're like
speaking.
full of chocolate pudding. They're so
They're speaking the God's truth. I've actually had. I may have had one. I don't
Sounds
know.
exciting. It
They're
sounds like
very
sounds
good.
like the best sort of blasphemy.
Yeah.
I wonder if those Cadbury cream eggs that you've got, Mal, Sorry, Doxy, Zero Doxy on Twitch. I wonder if those eggs you've got are made in England or they're made in America and therefore they don't taste as nice. Can you check?
I'll look at.
So Chandler is going to dash away. He's going to throw. He's going to, as he's going, put the rapier in his teeth, take 2 daggers, and huck him.
Oh, he's so baller.
Holy shit.
Look, if
Maybe
you
it's not
ask
as
for
cool
the
fail,
extra character to come with you, he's
Yeah,
gonna
y'all
keep
might be
being
losing.
extra.
Y'all might be losing Balara. Balara's got her first crush.
Poor Gale. Yeah. And he's gonna do it. It's gonna deal a lot of tongue damage to the frickin' belly up salamander. These daggers might actually be returning to. No! That's right. So, that's actually the thing. Sorry for not describing it. But the daggers, it looks like he's throwing nothing. But then they sort of, when they hit the enemy, they go, like they just suddenly appear in a splurt of blood. They're like invisible until they hit the enemy. That's the thing about his daggers. I knew there was something, but I didn't read my damn notes all the way. But to be fair, Chandler has a fucking novel.
I'm a fucking assbone.
Ooh, assbone? I love it.
You need a new chair, Dean.
I do need a new chair. Maybe a secret lab
From
Titan
the
XL.
magma.
You need an XL.
Salamander of grander size literally just grabs and pulls up because this one does have upper arms. A fully grown salamander with is almost
He's
more
like
like a mermaid
salamander.
or a lamia. Does have the head and it has the arms, and I have no acknowledgement of anything Neil says. It pulls itself up and then pulls a frickin' like halberd from the magma.
This is Dark Souls.
It is Dark Souls, and it lets out a. It's going to be some sad piano music playing during this fight. It lets out a a warning in the language of fire elementals. It kind of rolls and it clicks and burns like a bonfire in the air as it's gonna start slivering. But it's not going to go all the way, because it only just got out of the water.
I didn't even hear you say Salamander, but that's good. I like that. I'm happy with that.
Commander. Neat.
I'm ashamed that you didn't hear that. And you call yourself a comedy Dean.
I'm obsessed with portmanteaus. I love South Command.
I like Portman fingers more.
I knew, that's a way to go about that joke. I was going to go much sexier. Dean! The real life Dean Cuddy is being bit by a fire snake.
It has disadvantage.
Get through my
Right.
blubber.
It actually misses due to disadvantage, which is amazing. And it's going to miss again. So it is literally the thing where you... It's clearly trying to retaliate at you, but it takes it kind of pauses before each snap that allows you to get out of the way, and is kind of hazy. You have been around Amaryllis enough to know it's definitely her work. This bad boy is going to roll over back onto its front.
You see the salamander's
Wait.
jaws coming in to close around your face, and you blink, and they're gone.
So this guy just ended his turn, right?
Yes! Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna use my ability to back away.
Please do.
Yeah.
The one by
Back away.
Torin is going to back away. Attack.
Away.
It's going to. It's going to sliver around and bite.
Simmer down, boys. And
I can't, but I'm
Simmer
silly today. I'm
down.
sorry.
You know what? I'd rather a silly doxy than a serious doxy. I've had to deal with so much serious doxy lately. It scares me.
Sounds like hell.
It's
I fear
not
no
fun.
man.
I guarantee.
That thing scares me. It's going to be 3 piercing, 4 fire on Torin. Another snap from the salamander, gets the back of your armor and pulls.
God, it's worse than a crit.
Yeah, that was... I have a long history of Garbo crits. I don't even tell you half the fucking time. Imagine if you had adamantium armor with enormous crits. You know what? Before we do Belle's turn, this is a great place to take a little break. So let's be back in 1 moment. Just one!